feel? You're chasing the Manhattan Madam. What do you got?
On last night's Chasing News, I brought you my exclusive interview with Kristin Davis, infamous for being the Manhattan Madam. She was busted for running a prostitution ring. She proudly claims that name of Manhattan Madam, but has she changed her ways? Are you now the retired Manhattan Madam?
I'd love to say that. I'm the ex-Manhattan Madam, but for some reason the subject is still so interesting to people.
So you're approached all the time?
I can't seem to leave it behind, even though I'd like to.
Most recently in the news was an ex-cop, Michael Rizzi, who was accused of being a cyber pimp and running a high-end prostitution ring online.
I met him at an event, a plastic surgery center opening for a well-known surgeon, and he approached me and said, I want to pick your brain, I want to talk to you, I'd be interested in doing business with you. And I'm like, but I'm out of business.
She said that she did not want to discuss any illegal activity with him and basically brushed him off.
I had no idea he was a former NYPD officer, which actually makes him more interesting to me, because I might have wanted to speak to him and get his take on how he was going to evade law enforcement, right. Which obviously he was not successful in doing.
Exactly. Michael Rizzi's attorney said his client and the Manhattan Madam never met. The Manhattan Madam's focus now is prison reform. She's served time twice. The first time was when she got caught up with prostitution ring charges. She served 4 months at Rikers, and she said she wouldn't wish that on her worst enemy.
The mindset there is that they think that we're animals and they're going to treat you accordingly. So, and people have died in solitary. They just kind of throw you in the cell and lock the door, and they don't check on you. They don't feed you. They don't come around and bring you water. You don't have water in your cell.
The Manhattan Madam is now an advocate for prisoners.
I don't feel like a victim because I've made my own choices and I have to be responsible and be held accountable for those choices. So I don't feel that way. I just think it's more about seeing how the system really works and seeing it from the inside, because you can read about it, but you really don't know until you've lived it.
So is this your new passion now? With prison,
it
helping
is.
in? Tell me about that.
It is. I'm working on a new venture, which is called theprisonadvocate.com. That's the website. And the goal is to be an advocacy group for people who are currently incarcerated.
The one thing to turn someone into a prison reform advocate is a stint in prison. Which shows that our prisons really need to be changed, they need to be fixed, they need to be altered, and they need to be geared towards rehabilitation as opposed to punishment.
I'm disappointed that she's not an advocate for legalizing prostitution.
She is.
She is?
She absolutely,
that to me would, that could get some traction as a conversation.
I'm glad you brought that up, because the Manhattan Madam has actually tried to run for governor, and that was on her platform. She wants to decriminalize prostitution. But here's what was interesting about talking to her. She said that she does not consider herself a victim. She made her own choices. She went to jail, but she does want to help the other people who recognize their mistakes still be able to survive jail and not die there.
She's tough.